My people no be small thing o. Lawyer Falana don come outside o. Don come outside to come do wetin drag APC again. Say APC una know wetin una dey do o. Now lawyer Falana dey let court dey understand. Say court, wetin dey take una wey be say una never see decide this case of election when two party write petition against the other party wey e win. Why una never see take action? Now lawyer Falana dey let us understand say make dem take over the case the way they decide in Kenya within 14 days. He said 14 days is enough for, so at least 14 days is enough for the court to take action to carry out their investigation. My people no be smart, you know. I go like make una go hear from lawyer Falana. Make una hear wetin he talk wey be say people dey talk say 14 days care. Nigeria court no go fit do 14 days o. While some people dey talk say Kenya no be Nigeria. Kenya different from Nigeria. So everybody with their own wahala. My people make una go watch the video.
To take advantage of the loopholes in the law, including those who are complaining now. And if you look at the dramatis personae, which of them has not enjoyed what we are criticizing now? Governor Bola Tinubu, Vice President Atiku, Peter Obi, in fact more than anybody, had their elections challenged. And when those elections were challenged, they were in power. President Obasanjo and Vice President Atiku in 2003 and 2007, when they were challenged by candidate General Muhammadu Buhari, they were in power. In fact, in 2003, the election petition did not end until 2005. Now, the case of Peter Obi is more interesting. Here was a guy who was kept out of power for 3 years. He won election in 2003. But INEC declared that Dr. Chris Ngige was the winner of the election. So, the petition was contested for 35 months, almost 3 years. And in fairness to Governor Obi, after the verdict of the Court of Appeal, so what? I better go to the office to complete, to spend whatever is left of the term. And I said, no. I roar like a lion in Lagos. No. Your opponent had no term of office because his election had been annulled. So you can't complete his term of office. So you are going to start your own 4-year tenure the moment you take your oath of office. Every lawyer said I was talking bonkum. But later, he took advantage of my position and fought the matter from the High Court to the Supreme Court. And the Supreme Court made a point that your 4-year tenure commences the day you are sworn in. So I think I was, I was discussing, I think sometime last year, I asked Governor Obi, you took advantage of my advice. You haven't paid me, and you don't pay me.
I like that.
It was a public duty.
He didn't buy you a bottle of champagne? I'm disappointed.
No, you just said no. You were rendering a public service.
Yeah, of course.
But after that, in 2007 again, 2009, Obi won the election. Andy Uba went to court to say, whereas in 2007, INEC had conducted an election, which was illegal anyway, and he said he had won. Therefore, my term of office, was kept in the cooler. I said, what are you talking about? Again, the battle went up to the Supreme Court. Governor Obi was in office. At the end of the day, the Supreme Court upheld, and decided that the election the gentleman was talking about was illegally conducted. Dr. Dachi Ahmed won election to the Senate in 2011, I think under the platform of CPC. His opponent, former Governor McAfee, went to court and was in court for almost a year. Eventually won, and Dr. Dachi Ahmed, who had been in the parliament, was then asked to vacate. because it was proved that he didn't win the election. But he has spent about a year in the parliament. So this is the position. What the respected Cardinal Onayeka is talking about is what in law we call delegate ferenda as opposed to delegate. You know, what the law is as opposed to what the law should be. For me, I've always believed that all election petitions should be concluded before the inauguration of an incoming government. But again, this time it's not limited to the president-elect. All the governors who have been elected, including the LP Labour Party governorship candidate and governor-elect
in Abia State.
In Abia State will be sworn in. All the legislators who have been declared winners of the election on the platform of PC, APC, PDP, Labour Party, and all of them will also be inaugurated on the 29th
Right. But
May.
for the benefit of our audience who may not know these things, what is the law as it stands today with regard, for example, to the presidential
Now,
tribunal? I
by
mean,
virtue of,
there are different time frames for each level, aren't there?
By virtue of Section 285 of the Constitution, election petitions shall be heard by our courts and determined within a period of 180 days. That's 6 months.
That is on the tribunal level.
Yes.
Yeah, the presidential.
Also, at the Court of Appeal level.
Right, so that's another 6 months.
No. For the presidential election,
Right.
it starts at the Court of Appeal. And then you have an option to go to the Supreme Court.
Yes.
So if you have 180 days in the Court of Appeal, you have additional 2 months, 60 days in the Supreme Court.
Right.
In the case of governorship, which is the only one that allows for 3 stages,
Yeah.
you go to the election petition tribunal for 180 days, Court of Appeal for 60 days, Supreme Court for 60 days. That's keeping the governor in office for 10 months.
Yeah.
While his opponent or his opponents are fighting the legitimacy of his election. So this is the position. In fact, there's a provision of the Electoral Act, I think Section 120, which provides that even if the tribunal or the Court of Appeal this time around says the man who has been declared the winner of the election has not been properly elected, he has 21 days to appeal. Again,
And he still remains in office, right.
Once the appeal is filed within 21 days.
Right.
So that is the law now. But what do now? But for me, these provisions were made when nobody thought we were going to have electronic voting, likely.
Right.
In other African countries, and this is very sad for us, in 2017, the Supreme Court of Kenya decided the election petition, presidential election petition, within 14 days. And I drew the attention of Nigerians to that development. I wrote a piece, which was widely circulated in the media, entitled Electoral Justice in Kenya and Nigeria. And I drew the attention of my colleagues particularly to the need for us to ask for an amendment of the Constitution. Because in other African countries, even Ghana here, the challenge of the presidential election is only taken at the Supreme Court. In Kenya, it's the same thing. You don't begin at the Court of Appeal. 2,
Yeah, so it goes straight to the Supreme Court. Yeah.
in most other African countries, you have constitutional courts. These petitions go to the constitutional court, which these courts have 14 days to conclude the election petitions. At the time, the Constitution provided for 6 months. Nobody thought we're going to have the use of beavers machine or transmission of election results to the central server of Inec. So if we make the system to work, right, for me, all you need will be the reports of the Beavers machine that has captured accreditation and the results that have been uploaded
to the IREV.
to the
thing.
IREV.
But what I
If you
wanted to-
have
yeah,
those two reports,
you're pretty much sorted.
you can even have the petition decided in 14 days.
Yeah, but what I don't understand, but the fact though is that the 6 months is the limit. So
Yes.
it doesn't have to last that long, does it?
No, it doesn't have to last that long.
I mean, I'm
But
wondering why the courts don't. I mean, they don't have to take up the entire time. I mean, they can move a lot quicker than they are.
No,
That's the argument that some
again-
of your colleagues are making.
Again, because of the way and manner people take advantage of the provisions of the law. You file a petition, right? Challenging the return made by INEC. Because the onus is on you to prove that the election was not properly conducted.
Yes.
I have problems with that. What happens? To serve your opponent is a laborious exercise. To get the materials from the electoral body is problematic. In Rivers State, I'm sure you are aware that some of the lawyers who were preparing an election petition to challenge the governorship election were arrested. And Governor Wike came out to justify it. Two tribunals now. The governorship tribunal, election petition tribunal, in Rivers State and Ebonyi State have relocated to Abuja because the environment is hostile. Now, you then have a number of days to file your petition for the defendants or the respondent, if you get them to serve, to file their reply, and their time will begin to run when you have served them. To get the materials that you need, you will need to go to court and get an order compelling INEC, either at the national level or at the state level, to give you the materials. Now, you are going to call witnesses. The petitioners will have to call witnesses. The respondents will have to call witnesses. INEC will have to call witnesses. All this will take the entirety of the period. And of course, after hearing the case, the judges will need time to write the judgments.
To deliberate.
To deliberate, So if we are going to take up the challenge facing us, we have to go back to the drawing table and ensure that we make the system to work.
Right. So you think that is what is responsible for what appears to be a delay to the start of the proceedings at the presidential level?
No, I won't call it a delay.
Right.
Yeah, those are responsible for the delay.
Right.
To get the
Not
materials.
something sinister, because some people have suggested that there's some,
No, I don't think so,
something
because
going on.
again, I'm saying that this is not the first time.
Right.
To get it's like you are going to serve somebody in Aso Rock, right? Or you want to serve a copy of an election paper.
My people, now the video now on a new watch finish, so on a see what it happen for inside the video. All right, my people, I go like to end the video for you. Make una let me know waiting on a thing for the comment section, and if una never subscribe, make una subscribe to my YouTube channel so that una no go miss any latest gist way I dey upload. And those of una will be see una never follow my Facebook page, make una follow so that una no go still miss any latest gist way I dey upload. And bye bye till I come on our next time. Bye guys, see you guys in my next video. Bye guys.